your hat, kick off your shoes.
From Amman, Jordan, good morning, good Saturday morning to you. This is The Fetch, and you are live inside the eye here on the Oracle Broadcasting Network. Really good Saturday morning to you. It is the 11th of February, 2012. Libya is in a total basket case now. You know, I heard from one source we have over 1,500 Libyans coming to Jordan every day. Is part of a 20,000 person evacuation coming into Amman. So you have to ask American politicians and American military leaders and European military leaders, look, if your mandate was to go into Libya and protect the people, why is it now that you're finished, I have 20,000 people coming here for injuries as a direct result of the war that you said you went to go to war at to protect people from getting hurt? So what exactly did you do, seeing how you were so victorious and so overwhelming in your power? It's very tragic, in other words, what's going on here. Anytime these Talmudic warmongering thugs start their action, we just see carnage on a level that is just unbelievable. And at some point, whether it has to be defunded or it has to be shut down, because it's inexcusable at the end of the day. It is just absolutely inexcusable, the carnage that we see from these Talmudic-inspired warmongers within our Western systems. That's just one person's opinion, but I'm sure there's many people across the world who agree with this opinion. Let's get this very clear, okay, guys? If the IDF, if Israel recognizes that there is a hazard to having dual citizenship in any level of high security clearance, then why haven't we in the United States treated the Israelis in the exact same fashion? Why is it that an American who just happens to be Jewish cannot go to Israel and get a high security clearance and be a U.S. citizen, but a Jew can come over and say, hey, I'm Jewish, and since I'm Jewish, I'm American. That's kind of the way they treat it. I can get the high security clearance. Doesn't make sense to me at all. I mean, nothing that we do relative to Israel actually makes sense, because it doesn't make sense. There's no rational to it. But why? You know what I mean? Why? Why are we allowing Jews to hold dual citizenship and get a high security clearance? Here in Jordan, you cannot serve in parliament and be a dual citizen. You cannot. You must renounce first, and I believe there's some type of period after you renounce that you have to wait before you can actually run for parliament. So they're not allowing dual citizenships here. And guess what? In Israel, they don't allow dual citizens in its government either. Did you know that? You cannot be. The Knesset government, the basic law, non-declaration, number 16, if the Speaker of the Knesset has called upon its members to make their declarations of allegiance, and a member has not done so, that member shall not enjoy the rights of membership as long as he has not made the declaration. It says here, he shall not declare allegiance until he has basically renounced his citizenship from another country. So you can't even serve in the Knesset, or the Knesset, however they're pronouncing it. You cannot serve in the Israeli government unless you renounce your American citizenship. Yet, they fully expect to come to the United States, probably come to Great Britain, come to Germany, come to France, come to Australia, go to New Zealand, and they fully expect to be able to maintain their Israeli citizenship. They fully expect to be given all rights that Native Americans have, and they want to maintain their dual citizenship. See, this is a very big problem. You know, it's a huge problem, because the loyalties are not to the United States, as we've seen by America's Jewish population. It's not, period. After 9/11, hey, you guys basically just threw your hands in the air and says, okay, you're right, we're not loyal to the United States, but what you going to do about it? We control your CIA, we control your FBI, we control your DOD, we control the Congress. What are you going to do to us? That's what they're basically telling the American establishment. The establishment is we, the Jewish population, we, the Jewish elites. So what are you going to do about it as an American citizen? And if you try to do anything, well, we've already built the FEMA camps for you. See, we learned our lesson from Germany. That's what they're really saying. We learned our lesson from Germany. So you're not going to have the chance to do another Germany to us. Because if they lose the United States, where are they going to go? At the end of the day, where are they going to go? Nowhere to go for them. Absolutely no place to go. Look at Chicago. Chicago is now run by a dual citizen. His name is Rahm Emanuel. The fact of the matter is, he wasn't even qualified to appear on the ballot. You know what I mean? But they had to make another exception for this Jewish guy. So Rahm Emanuel, even though he wasn't residing in Chicago, they make exceptions for Jews so that Jews can control. So they make an exception. He's now the mayor of Chicago. But did you know he served in the Israeli army? He was born in the United States, but he served in the Israeli army. He didn't choose to serve in the American army, guys. He didn't serve to sign up to go serve in the United States army. He went to serve in the Jewish army for Israel. Where are his allegiances at the end of the day? Do you really believe a guy who's willing to go die for Israel, but not for America, is loyal to America? Think about that. Do you really think Rahm Emanuel, who signed up to serve in the Israeli army, and he shunned the American army, even though he was born in America, doesn't this clearly demonstrate to you where his loyalty really is? Think about that. His loyalty is not to the American people. His loyalty is to Israel and Jewish interests. Because that's where he chose when he put his flag down in the sand and he said, I'm going to go serve in the military, it was for the Israelis, man. It was for Jews, not for Americans.
The deception with tight. Just what are you trying to say?
And so what they do is they kind of agree to insure this, and they create money out of it, and then they insure this, and they create money out of it, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they got $700 trillion in derivative debt. But guess what? All of this is just counterfeit money, because who made it? Really, who made it? Where do you get $700 trillion that's in the derivatives, and we're all exposed? Look, these are private contracts between private companies. You agreed to insure this for this. Now, here's the cool thing about the way they're counterfeiting money this way. Is let's say I insure something for a default, and in the game they play, these bankers, the way they play is I can insure against this default 100 times. So if the default occurs, you owe me 100 times. I pay 100 times. But that's like insuring your car 100 times. You know what I mean? If you insure your car 100 times, are the insurance companies going to pay you 100 times for the loss of your car? No, they're going to pay you the asset value of the car and how that's finished. That's it. Can you imagine $25 billion settlement? A $25 billion settlement for the mortgage fraud in the United States? $25 billion? Are they kidding me? Do you know that the bonuses in 2007 alone was $39 billion? That's just the bonuses, man. The bonuses were $39 billion. How do you go and settle something for $25 billion? Excuse me. That's a pittance. A pittance. You're talking about over $1 trillion worth of financial fraud, and you're going to settle it for $25 billion? That's like 2.5 cents on the dollar, guys. America's district attorneys, as an aggregate core, settled American debt with its fraudulent banking system for 2.5 cents on the dollar. And there's not a single way that you can go after these guys. I don't know what to say. If you don't stand up somewhere and start to put your foot down and put an end to this chickenry, it's over. It's game over. It's checkmate.